LTBR group chat is back. Another successful battle rap weekend. We got recaps. We got announcements. Thank you for tuning in on a football Sunday. I told y'all we don't know exactly what time we start on Sundays, but it will be a good time before football begins because we busy. It's an important day, active weekend. My guys Smo and Q are in the building. How y'all feeling, man?
I'm straight, man. We watched battle rap history last night.
Yeah, I'm feeling fantastic. Last night was not, it wasn't a perfect event. It was a very good event, I think, by the end of it, but it gave nothing but things to talk about. Moments in like big time matchups. We got fights. We have actual raps. We have lopsided raps. We have announcements to talk about. So it really a success in terms of a lot of excitement after the fact as well. And like you said, we watch history get made in the moment. So a lot of stuff to talk about today, man.
For sure. Shout out to Bud Crawford. Didn't think that was a thing he was gonna do, but shout out to that real quick.
Really controlled the pace. Though. You saw Canelo afterwards said that he just really had a style I couldn't figure out. Like, okay.
No, like I ain't gonna lie. I fell asleep in the middle of the fight, and then woke up, and like it was like the last 3 rounds. I seen Bud punch Canelo, and Canelo's like actually like, yeah, what the? He punched me again? Shit is stupid. I was like, oh.
When he turned back after the hook, he was like, "Oh, you're boxing."
Like, yeah, how many punches are you gonna throw? God damn!
Yeah, I was.
And Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez put down Jean Silva. Obviously, Bud Crawford won a boxing, and then officially coffee happened. So it was a big night for combat sports, I think, across the board.
It was.
But we'll get into that very soon as well. But where do we? Before we get into obviously Bulletproof, which happened last night, there was a ton of announcements in between the intermissions for Bulletproof for some of their future cards, some other leagues' future cards. So you want to go over those first?
Yeah, let's get it out the way.
Important announcement. We got Snake Eyes and T-Rex happening in New York, and I know there was other announcements, but I think that face-off could produce one of the greatest pieces of content in the history of battle rap. Like in the history of this sport, a Snake Eyes T-Rex face-off could be the greatest.
This is the Super Bowl of 15 minutes of fame interviewers. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of talking, this is.
I have one request when it comes to the Snake Eyes and T-Rex build-up. There has to be content shot inside of a bodega. There has to be content shot in a bodega.
The battle should be in a bodega.
The battle should be in a bodega. I agree.
Nobody is happier about this battle than Hip Hop Is Real in 15 Minutes of Fame. Man.
Oh my
god! So many videos.
They're doing better than anybody with this. But then on top of that, they also announced Marv 1 versus Shotgun Suge. It's not terrible. It's cool. And then most importantly for this Exodus card, what is it, October 11th? I think it's going down. New York City for TBL. The main event is Eazy the Block Captain versus New Jersey Twork, which is another mega match to follow a night that has Mook and Hitman with having Lux and Twork next week. But how do we feel about Eazy versus Twork now that it actually it's finally happening, the rematch?
I was so shocked to hear this announcement. I could not believe it. I was like, what? Twork and Eazy going down for real? I couldn't believe it. This is a good one, man. I didn't think this battle would get booked. We had the funny videos. We had Eazy doing the we're not battling at all. Like we had that. We had Twork turned into a pastor. This battle is well overdue. One of the few times a rematch is important and needed in battle rap. Like this isn't the thing we get a lot, but we're getting a rematch and we need this rematch, and it's very, very vital. There's so much to be said. I am hyped for this battle, and it's only a month away. It's only a month away.
Who said the winner of Snake Eyes or Rex gets a gold chopped cheese?
That's right.
Like put in perspective, this event's a month away, like Titus said. Twork is gonna have battled Eazy and Lux within 3 weeks of each other. That is insane. That is a fucking ridiculous schedule.
Yeah, and let's say he spends the block against another important battle like around November. He's building himself a nice little Cody case. He's gonna make people forget that Vixen L he took. He's gonna try to erase that from the memories. That Vixen L.
I'm trying to think. We had these, so obviously Eazy and Twork, and there's so much to talk about that we're not going to give, I think, like a full breakdown right now of our thoughts and feelings on it. But obviously, like, I think we all agree it's a huge announcement and has a lot to say about Twork, like what his 2025 could end as. As you said, probably his only loss this year is Vixen, which was still a good battle. And now his schedule on top of the performances he's giving when he does show up has been fantastic. But I think outside of that, WTBL made an announcement for their 32-woman prime tournament, I believe it is. So I believe that they're going to be coming right out the gate with a 32-woman tournament, which opens a ton of opportunity for up-and-coming or rather unknown female battle rappers. I don't know what the bracket's going to be between newer talent, top talent. And then I think the Trenches made an announcement last night. I think their card in October came out. And the big addition, it's mostly matchups from the Head Ice Eazy card that fell apart, but they added King versus Mike P, which I know you two must be happy about. So how you feeling about that one?
In an ideal world, I really like this battle. In the world where Mike P has been rapping the way he's been rapping this year, I'm less excited because I just don't think Mike's been at a high level this year. I've not been super impressed with the couple times I've seen him this year. There's a lot of room for growth there, and hopefully he turns up. Last time he was on the Trenches, it was really good, right? He was very good versus Earlsbury.
He's been called out King. He really wants to battle King, and motive is motive. I don't know why for this matchup, but
that would be my hope of this battle being what it could be, is the idea that Mike is really, really into the idea of battling King, and that Mike wants to battle him, and that Mike is motivated for it, and that Mike knows that if he goes out there and isn't Mike P, he could go out there and die, which is the reality here. If he's not high level Mike P, King could fuck him up. So for his sake, I hope he's thinking it's like, this dude is going to motivate me to push my pen in a way that I haven't been able to push it in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Dre Majesty versus Prep is an important battle to me in the South. Dre Majesty got 3 battles in 90 days coming up. He's got a very busy schedule. He's pretty live and talked to him. He's pretty locked in for what I've always been telling me. So I'm expecting a good show. I think Prep's a good test, right? It's not like an elite tier guy, but it's also like he's not a pushover.
He's in his mid-tier test phase. That's where Dre is. So this is like the perfect kind of guy to insert for that.
And after he gets past this one, the Loso did call Dre out yesterday on Twitter after his performance, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But
he said I want Dre Majesty.
Yeah, bigger names on the horizon. Just handle business in the stretch and then see what goes from there. But I like the battle, I like the cards. I think Eazy's development of these guys been pretty good. He's not rushing them into anything. Everything feels incremental steps in a positive way, to where you're not rushing anybody out there to get smoked necessarily. Right, if you got it, you kind of got it. And I think he's done a good job developing those guys and getting them decent looks, but not overwhelming looks that they're not prepared for.
Yeah, I agree. I would have wanted to have seen, I know that Muop and Authentic, I guess, fell through. I guess Bill and Snake did a few of those battles he had from the Nasty Algae 2 card. But I don't know. I would have liked to see Muop maybe get like another matchup. Like I want to see all the guys in that roster, even with Texans, like they still got like a good 3 or 4 over there. But getting Dre and King a look, pretty much like also accomplishing that goal. So I agree with everything that you said, and I think that's it for the announcements, right?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks. Oh, Marv 1 and Suge, which
we'll talk about that.
I want to see if Suge brings back the dunk. Like if he's bringing out Twork, they dunk on Marv 1 again.
Twork and Sugar are on the card together.
It's possible. It's possible. And I ain't gonna lie, if you bring that dunk back. If they bring it done back on me on Marv 1, I'm fucking the event up. The event's over. You're not doing that to me again.
I'm knocking somebody out the air.
Yeah, so, I'm talking Andrew Bynum on JJ Barea.
Facts.
Like elbow to the sternum, and I'm walking out the venue.
Like a old Bill Lambier foul.
Yeah,
like just like you were going to the floor.
Doing this.
I'm talking Meta World Peace elbow to James Harden type shit. Like
that's why James Harden's choking now.
Yeah, that was on.
He elbowed any clutch gene out that nigga.
That was on Impact CTE. Like,
well I'll tell you what. it sounds like with all the announcements wrapped up, we can get into Bulletproof itself. And I think we're gonna go in the order of like how we watch the battles. So the first battle of the night was a surprise battle, which turned out to be Loso versus Pass. Which it's one of those where they both did good on the last card. So I kind of understand, like, you know, Pass did great versus Eunice, and then Loso did great versus J2, two of the better performances on Apollo. So give them a look. But we could have probably went without this battle. It wasn't awful. It's one-sided. But how do you gentlemen feel about it? How do you feel about what's it happened?
I missed this battle. By the time I tuned in, it was already over. But I think, and we'll probably get into this next, but like, I think this battle would have been fine if there wasn't a 2-hour delay after it happened. Right? Like,
yeah.
If this battle happens and then the event runs smooth right after that, cool. But this battle leading to an hour and a half, 2-hour delay wasn't good. But I didn't catch the battle. But what do you guys think? I heard it was pretty one-sided from what I've heard.
Extremely one-sided.
Yeah, Loso won. Loso kind of beat Pass really bad. I think Pass finally found some footing in the third round, but even then, like, I still had Loso winning that round of the battle. And then the first 2 rounds, really nothing to talk about. Like, Pass
his second round was like actively bad.
Yeah, like bad. And then Loso's first is powerful. Like, not only is Loso rapping really good, a lot of good pass slips, like not reinventing the wheel approach wise, but like just barring him up. But his performance and energy were like fantastic. Like, it looked like Loso was locked in out the gate. So in a year where Loso's got like 20 battles, I'd say this past performance is like probably somewhere in the top 5. Like, not like the best by any means, but it's like one of the better ones of the year. But it was just a quick, pretty easy win for Loso. There's really no other way to put it.
If this battle happened on a flat surface, do you think Pass would have done better?
I think if this battle happened with less people in the room, Pass probably does.
Like, if Pass didn't have to walk up steps to get to like a stage, like if the word stage wasn't said, right, and it was just, hey, the battle area, like, do you think it would have been better for him?
Hey, look, matter of fact,
I don't know, that second might have been bad.
TBL kind of set Pass up, man. I'm not gonna lie, they kind of set him up.
But I'm not gonna lie, that Pass second, like, his first 2 rounds didn't even like seem serious material wise. Like, it almost seemed like he didn't. Like, his second kind of like, I don't want to, I shouldn't question effort, but I don't think that second is good in any environment. I just think he had a bad night in the office. So it is what it is. Loso won. And then, as you said, 2-hour delay, painful. And it's crazy. It's still kind of finished early compared to other battle rap events. But like, if we just had those 2 hours back, you just lose a chunk of energy. Like, casual viewers that are tuning in, you lose them. Like, it's just, you cannot have a 2-hour delay. But then coming out of the 2-hour delay, we had Coffee Brown versus Official, which is our first real milestone point of the night. So I know that you guys might have some opinions on this one, so I'll let you all. A very
important battle, just for the landscape of female battle rap. Like, it's 2 of the top women of the era, right? Not even just of the era, of like all time, some female battle rap, right? Like 2 of the best. So it was nice to see them lock corners. Like, this is very important. The battle starts, and Coffee is rapping. I'm like, oh, some turbulence early. Like, see that once again, you had to walk upstairs to get to a platform to rap, and things are going poorly.
Wardrobe malfunction.
It was wardrobe malfunction. And
that was,
and I mean, I kind of believe that based on, like, I don't know if you've seen the alternate videos, the Zapruder film from the incident that we'll get into, but the wardrobe was very malfunctionable. It was a malfunctionable wardrobe.
Yeah, that was a malfunctionable outfit.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Absolutely was. But no, on the battle rap side of things, it was this was Official on the stage, and it moved like that. It moved like Official on the stage, and boy, the belt was out. Ass was being whooped, violence was occurring, and I'm like, this is gonna go bad.
Yeah, the first round wasn't even like, it wasn't cool, man. It wasn't cool.
It was rude.
And this is why, like, when we did the prediction, why I had been so kind of confused by, like, no, Coffee's great. Coffee's been at, like, near the top and in generally better form than Official for the last few years. So I understood why someone would pick Coffee going into the battle. But I'm like, hey, this is still official on a big stage, guys. Like, this is official. Like, I'm not sure that Coffee is just gonna go out there and have the facilities to outdo what official can do on a stage. And like, it showed immediately.
It was not a pretty sight. Just take one. I'm like, we did. But look, when that happened, when they just take the first, I said, hey, she might be doing the klutz. All right, you never know when the choke is real anymore because klutz is here now.
You don't trust these battle rappers no more.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about fake chokes. We're going to talk about fake chokes in a battle later and why, even though it's been around for forever, for decades, it might need to stop. We might finally came to the era where fake chokes need to stop, but we'll get to that more with Arsonal and Jazz. But I agree. She was really better than Coffee at everything. Like, and that's kind of funny because I just don't think I took the stage part into account quite enough, because I said Coffee is, and I still kind of believe recently Coffee's been the better all around battle rapper. But once you get onto the stage, it's like a whole other type of battle rap that's going on. And she's still rather unproven up there. I think her only other battle on like a true stage, she went to England and battled, I think it was Gemini, right? And she did good in that battle, but then Twork. And obviously we saw how that went. And this battle is a lot more like the Twork battle, you know what I'm saying, than it is the Gemini battle. So it's just a bad look for her, even with Coffee being pretty good in the second. Like, Coffee's actually, like, she fights back somewhat, and it just doesn't matter. Official was just better in all facets. And then Official took a particular angle in the second about Coffee's baby father, I believe. And there's, it's an angle that's been taken before, right? And Coffee was extremely disrespected by it. So what does Coffee do? She's like, I'm going to match disrespect with disrespect. And, says, fuck your dead mother, basically, to Official, or something along those lines.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then as we all saw, Official with no hesitation just goes right in her shit. You know what I'm saying? Drop the bottle, like, hand moving forward.
She was about to take a sip of water. Like the bottle was right here, and she dropped that shit. Like,
you can see it for a minute. She dropped like the thought water, connection. Like, there was no hesitation. Yeah, not even
like the bottle didn't hit the ground before the first shot connected.
Landed right.
It was interesting.
It was bad. It was a clean shot, and then obviously rap stopped happening from there. So, how do you guys feel?
Thankfully, the event was able to keep going, right? The venue didn't shut everything down. Yeah, which I mean,
from a fight I think I've seen from like an event of this magnitude.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. Sometimes this does happen where events don't get shut down. That's hilarious. That's a good question. Nah.
Nia Jax is crazy. Nia Jax is crazy.
But yeah, I was glad to see the event kept going. It's a thing where I know Coffee's baby father been mentioned before, right? And I think Coffee's normally kind of disrespectful anyway, right? So that's probably why it's like, whatever, say what you want, I'm gonna say what I want. It is what it is, right? On the Official side, and we're not gonna get into this because whatever it is, but Official doesn't believe Coffee's baby father is dead, which I don't know what to do with that. That's weird. I don't know what to make of any of this. This is why this is the stupidest culture ever. Battle rap is stupid. Why is there a controversy over whether or not someone's baby father is dead? I don't know the answer to that question. The only answer is battle rap is weird, right? But that is why Official felt it was okay to say what she said, but in turn, Coffee felt it was okay to say what she said, and didn't think she would get, the cowboy hat knocked off her head for it. But yeah, this is a stupid culture.
I didn't know about all that.
Got out.
I just heard that angle a lot. I didn't know that that's like that part evaded me.
Yeah,
I didn't know which is a strange debate.
And if you look on,
I'm glad it evaded me. I'm glad I didn't know about it.
Yeah, and if you're in the real battle rap Twitter weeds, you see some people being like he's not, and then some people being like he is. And truthfully, the honest answer is Coffee doesn't owe it to us to tell us her personal business. If that meant, like, that's not something she owes anybody, right? Like, she didn't have to tell us that, man. Like, it's not, she didn't owe that to anybody. That's her business, But it's weird. Battle rap's weird. I hope everybody resolves this. Coffee being on stage behind Rex while tweeting at Official was elite
Yeah,
level
more
comedy. Like battle rap is so stupid.
And here's the thing, right? And my thing is, when it comes to battle rappers, have to hear all types of shit. And at the end of the day, it is a business. So official made a decision on emotions over business and could have seriously fucked up an event that is just, there's just far more important shit happening than just this battle on the card, you know? So obviously, like, it's never a situation that we want or that I'm ever going to like advise or root for. But I'm also a believer in terms of like this very shock value, surface level disrespect in battle rap, right? If it was in fact, let's say like, that's Coffee's loved one who passed away, and Coffee had the inverse reaction, you kind of like you show people how to treat you and what's okay. And some people are not playing about shit. And the thing is, Official's mother, obviously, not just it's your mother passing, but she did not pass that long ago. This is a very fresh wound that she's dealing with. I know Hitman has a bar later tonight, obviously, about Mook and his mother, and it's been years, and we saw how that worked out the first time. So it's just, if you know that you wouldn't say it outside of a ring or what that would incite, it's very hard. Like, you got to be prepared for what's coming. And there's certain people that just do not play about shit like that. And it's very hard for me to tell them they're flat out wrong. So overall, it's a situation that I hope just kind of goes by fast, doesn't lead to anything else. They can get it resolved behind the scenes. We don't need a chapter 2 of any of this. I hope that them as adults go figure it out. But I'm not like looking at this overly mad at Official here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're playing with dynamite. But she won the battle either way. She was up 2-0. So Official did win no matter how you chop this one up.
Yeah,
it's hard to be mad at takeaway.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's my main takeaway. Is like there's the drama, there's like the chaos that ensued that's gonna gain most of the attention and be most of what people talk about here. But for me, it's shouldn't get lost that Official was clearly winning the battle before any of that happened. Right. Like that, like the result of this battle shouldn't be thrown out because of them getting into the fight or all that shit happening. Official was up 2-0, and Coffee did better in the second round than she did in the first. It's really, really similar to the Twork battle in that respect, where she's awful in the first and then has a pretty good second. But Official was up, and further down the line, when it comes to voting implications, Cody implications, whatever else, like the fact that one person was clearly winning the battle should be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all called it the same, I think. We all called it Official 2-0. So
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that was.
And then where do we go from there? So after that, which the events started moving quicker from here on out. Not that they didn't have intermissions after, but nothing else, because they literally could not afford another 2-hour intermission, which is why a fight like that would usually derail an event. They're like, nope, get them off stage. Show's got to go on. And then Av versus T-Rex is up, ironically, with Coffee actually on stage behind T-Rex. So quick turnaround for her as well. But Av versus T-Rex to me was always going to add to the undercard. It wouldn't be like special, but it would just be good. And I feel like that's exactly how this played out. Like, this isn't my battle of the night, but out of the whole undercard, I feel like this battle overall is a bright spot. And it was competitive, even with me feeling like there was a fairly clear winner. But how'd you guys feel about Av versus T-Rex?
Av and Rex was fun. That was a fun battle. I thought Av had a good first round.
I like that battle.
But then Rex rapped, and he was like, I want to kill. God, I almost killed myself. I was like, all right, we got a 1-0 here already. All right, then.
Yeah.
It's a quick 1-0.
What an amazing bar. Because it just kind of doesn't, like, it doesn't almost make any sense, but it's so good. It doesn't, sense doesn't really matter for this bar, in my opinion. Is
Rex the only person in battle rap where you can start arguing that he'll start arguing that he won a round just off of the first bar? Immediately he lands that. He puts up a 1. It's like, yo, you started rapping. Well, like, you can't deny that.
It's like, and it's like, that's crazy. But is he wrong though? I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying he might not be wrong.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, and this is gonna lead me to a story, right? Gosh, what event was that? It was the RB event. The RB event where T-Rex and Rosenberg were all battled. I think that's the Ill Will Chef Trez card.
Yes, yeah.
Ladies and gents, right? T-Rex and Rosenberg were all battle. My first time seeing a T-Rex battle, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna see a T-Rex first round in person. I am so excited. I don't know if y'all remember that first round. You probably don't. You know why? Because it was that to remember. I was sad. I was angry. I was hurt. The battle rap fan of me was very hurt by this. But then yesterday I was like, this is the Rex. This is the first round Rex I believe in right here. This is round 1 Rex.
This was the first signal of the dot mob leaving building. Oh, we're going to talk about that the last. Trust me. I know that we have some people with some opinions on that up here. But no, I think Rex really earned all the love in the first. Like Rex's first is great. So having Rex like not only go up clear 1-0, but like versus a good Av, I feel like is like that's a statement to make early. And I even think Rex's second is good. Like it's not like he doesn't compete for the rest of the battle. But as per usual, like even in Av's amazing year last year, he gives up a lot of first rounds. Like even if he's good, like it's kind of like a feel out round. It's like it's gonna be a crazy comparison, like a Braun game 1. It's like, all right, we're just gonna we're gonna start out whatever. And then of course Av picks up as the battle goes on. And even though I think Rex is good, it's just a testament to how great Av is in the second and especially the third. So how did you feel about that one, Q?
Same way for sure. Where I think Rex's second is still dope, and I think that some people are going to be inclined to debate this battle based off the second round, which I'm not even entirely mad at. I just feel like Rex's second feels kind of short, and it doesn't have enough for me to
2-minute rounds.
2-minute rounds, yes.
So Av made the point. When Av said 2-minute rounds, I said, "Oh, you didn't like how that first round went at all, did you, Av?"
Yeah, you didn't like that one, did you? You didn't like that one. but you said, this is a thing with Av for the last year or so where he turns up in the later rounds, and he was definitely more potent and more landed heavier here in the second round for sure. And then by the third, I don't think Rex's third is bad either. I think this is all things considered, like probably like a pretty solid Rex. And Av's third is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single bad round in this battle. There's just better rounds, right? Like Av just got into a bag in that second and third. Yeah, I forgot what the bar was in his third. I was like, I like this Av. 30 over 60, reduce the turn.
How you talking grown man bars, but out here making little boy decisions?
Yeah,
and that's and the same way that Rex was really talking to Av for 2 rounds. By the time we got to the third, and this is just kind of becoming like a regular thing for Av. People say, "Oh, sometimes Av can angle good." Like he does it every battle. And now every battle,
he's a really good angler for the last couple
years. He's doing this. His third versus Big T, his third versus Holla de Don, his third here, his third versus Rosenberg Raw. Like you could go on and on with Av battles where his third is actually is usually tailored, super tailored, and he's really talking that shit. So I thought Av like capped the battle off great. It's like I expected Av to win this battle, but Rex to like also be fun. I thought it'd be maybe a gentleman's 30, ended up being a 2-1, which I thought was possible. But I expected a good Rex and just Av being better and doing Av things, and I'm impressed with both of them, man. So I liked it. I have no complaints about this battle. Thumbs up for both gentlemen, man.
Yeah, I think I'm the founder and Q is co-founder of the It's Av committee, where it's like, when I'm picking Av to win the battle, it's like because it's Av, I don't really have to say anything else. It's Av. I don't know what else you need me to explain to you. It's Av. And I think we were kind of there again, but I think Av's had showings this year that just haven't been the Av that we know. Like I don't think the Usopp battle was like that. I thought he was fine against Holla. I didn't think that was the better showing for somebody he had wanted for a while, right? But this one, I'm like, yeah, this the Av. This the Av I believe in. It's Av right here. This Av for sure. So I was very hyped to see that. I was glad to see that. I can't wait to see what Av does next. And Rex too, honestly. Well, Rex has Snake Eyes next. So excited. I cannot wait to talk more about that battle, y'all. Y'all gonna hate me because how excited I am about that battle. Not gonna believe it.
About Rex and Snake Eyes?
Absolutely.
This is why we need football, brother, because you're losing it. Losing is what too much battle rap does to you. But after Av versus T-Rex, we have a battle.
Oh God!
Jazz.
Can I intro this?
Yeah, go.
Jazz and Arsonal was up next. The important news was we did find out that we had a question last week. Does the Arsonal food travel? And it did. The food truck was in fact in Houston. The food traveled to Houston. What else might have traveled to Houston was an Arsonal win. Was an Arsonal win might have traveled to Houston as well. So it wasn't a plate with a plate. The plate had a tax. The tax was an Arsonal win, apparently. I'm conflicted about this battle. One, Arsenal's first round Well, Jazz's first round just wasn't that good, right? That's not the Jazz we
Was
know at all.
like just no uncleanliness, nothing like just not good. Like the raps that she rapped were not great.
She rapped that round, and I had the thought, I'm like, you didn't really know how to prepare for Arsonal, did you? Like, you really weren't sure how you want to approach this battle. That's what it came off as to me. And then that happened. I'm like, okay, well, and then Arsonal raps and
segment in the first, like everyone falls for it. And Jazz fell for it too. Like I'm gonna be disrespectful because Arsenal's disrespectful when I go up against them.
Which is so funny because outside of what probably the Mook battle, Arsonal just hasn't been the super disrespectful guy in a long time. Like he cut that out a long time ago. Like the super disrespectful, he just hasn't been that.
It doesn't work. Doesn't work,
right?
So it's like people don't do it, and so maybe he's the king of disrespect. That's what he was known as. But there's a reason even he's not doing it. So why are you doing it? So
I need battle rappers to stop wanting to cherry pick Arsonal and battle him so badly. And the reason why is because I've seen it happen so many times this year. Trez, Fonz, Sheed, now here with Jazz. And we're talking about like these high-level battle rappers, people that are like top, like, you know, either like in the top 5, top 10, borderline top 10, borderline top 20, whatever you want to call them for the year. Like people that are like solid, respectable battle rappers out here. And they all get to Arsonal and they all have a drastic dip in their material and their quality without fail every fucking time. If you are not going to go out there and have any sort of idea of how you want to battle this guy, then you need to just leave this shit alone. Because how is it every battle rapper that gets in front of him somehow does not know how to battle him, and they all have this dip in quality? I don't get how this keeps happening. How does this keep happening?
Arsonal beat Jazz. Jazz did the food plate, the plates angle last night. She ain't doing nearly as good as Fonz did, and he half gave a fuck in that battle for the most part too. So I agree, it's like a trap, you know, because Arsonal, he's better in this battle than his recent performances. Like Arsenal's first is good. That's just, I don't even know how to pronounce that. That's anything. Arsonal is really good in the first. Like, I think he took a commanding lead in the first. Thought he had better performance, better energy. His content can always be hit or miss. He said, why would you take a bitch that Mike could be Jordan and put her against the center? So there's still some Arsonal shit happening, but he had the clean paper bar. He obviously out-rapped her, like just the rapping ability. But even the second and the third, Arsonal is just kind of doing regular Arsonal shit. I saw some people putting him up for like performance of the night. I don't feel that way at all. I mean, it's positive performance for him, but there's still like flaws in this performance. But it kind of also says a lot about how really Jazz never fully took off in this battle. Like her second won and showed signs of life, but she just wasn't all that good.
And this is the thing. This is what I landed on. This is what I landed on last night, right? As I was going through my moral conundrum with this battle, my mental conundrum with this battle, and I landed on the fact that I believe Jazz has got the second and third, but I don't feel good about it. It's not like I don't feel happy saying it. I don't think like it wasn't enough. And I came to the conclusion that, yo, man, if I leave an Arsonal battle in 2025 and my answer is you kind of won, I think you lost. It's just there has to be principles and standards here, and Jazz,
we had her whooping our.
We all had her win. We did.
I thought it was gonna be a shellacking. 3-0, no question.
Is still like, in my spirit, I think Jazz rapped better, right? But this goes into like the whole like, did Arsonal choke too in his round?
Everybody choked in the third round.
Jazz choked in the third round. And that's a great point. Jazz choked, and I saw some fan, and this is the new thing. And I see some new people. I see what the tactic is. I figured you out. Mm-hmm. I know what you're doing with this whole choking debate. You're saying what Jazz didn't do was a choke. I saw, shout out to my guy Shams. Shams, I love you. But you're like, what Jazz didn't do was a choke. What Tori Doe did versus Shayna is a choke. So now, like, a choke is gonna be like showing up with no bars. Like, oh, if you get it back, it's not a choke if you go silent. for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds,
Bro,
a minute.
we
And
know
you're walking in a
the
circle.
rules.
And you're walking in a circle.
Rapper, you
Mook voice, you know the
choked.
rules.
She choked.
Yes.
We're
No, we
not
know the
gonna.
rules,
And I
man.
see some people be like, it was only 3 seconds. No, it wasn't. My eyes work. My ears work. There
That
was
was
longer
more
than
than 3 seconds. I watched that.
And it was abrupt, like right in the middle of her bar. She couldn't even
Mhm.
hide it with reaction. She just stopped fucking rapping. So at the end of the day, to be fair, Ars might have for real choked at the end of his third, right? And his fake choke freestyle thing, disgusting. Klutz, yours was disgusting. Stop doing fake chokes. You guys are ruining it for everyone. But at least Ars like freestyled it into
Ban fake
something like
jokes.
you could argue he hit it better to the point that it's like maybe it was a Quest McCody bar, but Jazz was just silent. So if I got to be fair, I too agree. Jazz had better material in the third. She won the second, in my opinion. She had better material in the third, but she choked, and I got to penalize her for that. So I got Arsonal 2-1, first and third, and I'm critical of Arsonal, and there's parts of this performance I don't like, but I got to give credit, man. I thought he was a sacrifice, and he went in there and he beat Jazz the Rapper, and people are not just beating Jazz the Rapper. So shout out Arsonal.
Years ago, there was a college football bowl game that I believe involved Virginia Tech. I think the game went into overtime, and the final score was 3-0. That's what this battle was.
I don't like this battle, man.
They ended in the field goal at 3-0.
Y'all ever watch like a mid 2000s Baltimore Ravens versus Pittsburgh Steelers game?
But those had elite defenses. There's nothing elite in this battle. Nothing.
That's fair. That is fair.
Ars's rapping ability was pretty good, but what he was rapping about,
Mike could be Jordan. Mike
could be Jordan.
You know the problem with Mike, like even trying to do Mike could be. That's Micah. That's not Michael. That's Micah. That didn't work.
There's
the
a
name
Michael
didn't
Parsons bar somewhere in there that was better.
You're like anyway, like.
But that was Arsonal and Jazz, so that happened, and then to follow it,
now
another battle that just happened is Swamp versus Holla.
Yes. The Hollow.
How do you feel about Swamp versus Holla, guys?
Hollow losing in all his hometown tour continued.
Finale.
Hollow quitting in all his hometowns.
That too.
It's like a musician doing like a farewell tour, and they forget their lines like on every stop of the tour. So it's definitely Swamp. The one saving grace of this battle, because 2 rounds in, this battle was just kind of ass. Like I'll just keep it. Even with Swamp not being like, even Swamp trying, it's not a bad Swamp. His first 2 rounds aren't like special either, and Hollow is doing quite a bit of like trying to take the battle and drag it to the pits of hell. So it's not like Swamp was fighting that very much either. Swamp's third is the one thing about this battle that gives it any type of value, because Swamp has kind of one of his better rounds ever in his third versus Hollow. Life substance based, the real life talk. Like it's like his third versus Trez. I mentioned it in my recap. Like that's his best bag. Like when it's kind of like how we talk about Calicoe when he just raps about like life. That's kind of some of his best material, which we'll get into with Cal's performance. I feel the same way about Swamp. So how'd y'all feel about Swamp's third? Because I think we all feel the same way about the rest of the battle.
Swamp's third is my favorite round of the night. Like out of everything that happened on the card, Swamp's third is really by far my favorite round of the night.
School of Hard Knocks. I'm from the School of Hard Knocks. I just majored
in minding my business.
Like nobody in battle rap pulls these like random haymakers from nothing like Swamp does. It's like, such a superpower.
Like what was that? Like what was that?
Swamp is so incredible, man. South is in the building. The South won once again. Hollow. I know he says he's like, I know he's doing all the battles he was supposed to do to like wind his career down, and he's giving the dubs. So what?
It's over.
What retirement tour do y'all think is going better, John Cena's or Hollow's?
You could say what you want about Cena's booking. You could say you want about Cena's booking, but at least he's getting the opportunity to wrestle at a high level in some of these, right?
Cena versus Punk is better than any of these Hollow battles.
Listen, Hollow Didon, And for years, it's been going this way. And, you know, even before people were ready to accept it, I'm like, hey, guys, like, he's quitting in thirds. He's rapping a little too loopy. Nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. And, you know, people talk about, like, witty writing. I've told it, it's going over my head. I don't get it. I'm just not I'm not a seasoned fan. Been around for about a decade. I'm not a seasoned fan. And now I think we're finally where people are like accepting it across the board. You know what I'm saying? Because now, especially we talk about quitting in battles, because that's the thing to me, that what's worse than just saying like, I quit, I'm not doing very good, right? Like we gave Danny Myers hell for that, all these different things. In his third round versus DNA, he quit. In his third round versus Rum Nitty, he quit. In his third round versus Chef Trez, he just quit. He just quit like a couple months ago versus Chef Trez. But we said the crowd was ass there, so we didn't give him much hell. Well, now he's in Houston. Fine crowd. People are enjoying it. Houston's one of the best crowds. You've done good in Houston before. And mid-third round, he says, we're out of here. You know what I'm saying? So this is a shell of the legend he used to be. Now, we can never take his prime from him. We're not going to start rewriting history and act like it was always, you know, one way. I mean, I've been saying this for quite a bit of time. You know what I'm saying? But prime Holla is prime Holla. So if you want to rank him where you're gonna. But in terms of like nowadays, he's like not showing he can compete at this level night in and night out. Like maybe he pulls a rabbit out of a hat every like fifth battle. But he's losing, and he's losing bad and back to back, and it's awkward. It's taking energy out of the building. So super appreciation for what he's done. Maybe he's gonna fulfill a couple more resume, you know, like a Shug battle or something, so guys can say they battled him. But that's a performance that like was the low point of the night. So it was Swamp 3-0, and it was kind of a body bag to keep it real.
Yeah, and I want to say for Swamp, talk more about Swamp here, right? I think this is the best Swamp we've probably seen since Calicoe. Because we talked about leading us to the battle, like we weren't able to be confident in Swamp in 2025 because we haven't seen him really complete a full 3 round. Well, he completed his rounds. We haven't seen him get a real win in 2025 yet, right? I mean, kind of waiting to see him get back to that form. Then he got back there. He showed why he's one of the guys, why he is the face of the South and the king of the South, right? He showed that like very, very plainly in this battle. And I'm happy for him. Like, I'm glad to see Swamp get back in the bag. Hopefully he stays motivated and stays like here for whatever he has planned for the rest of the year. I'd like to see Swamp. I know he said this is his first last year in battle rap, as I said last week, you know, because
his first last year.
Yeah. First time.
You get at least 3 of them.
Yeah. What's up, Ty?
Yeah,
his first retirement. So yeah,
not too much.
Good for Swamp.
Right?
Yeah. Next up was the co-main. Yeah.
This is where the 2 battles that ended the event. We're always going to have to do some heavy lifting. And there was some positives from like the undercard for the most part, but these delivered the way they needed to, you know?
Yeah, I want to give credit to all 4 of the people in the co-main and the main event. The hardest thing, like to keep the energy up and to keep the crowd engaged going kind of later in the night, right? As the 2 most important battles on the card was very impressive and just great veteran, and it showed why those guys are in those positions of being co-main event and main event, because they're able to just make sure the energy is right no matter what. Calicoe and Rum Nitty, the dream battle for 2 of the people on this panel. A battle that was cool to me. I had to figure out agenda purposes.
Show some respect.
My friends, I'm being respectful, you know. So guys, talk about your dream battle.
Key, you want to talk first, man?
Like the crowd had worried me a bit throughout the night, but like I'll say this: once Swamp had that third, that's fucking crazy, son.
What's my favorite word? Crib. What's my favorite word?
But like
crib. Why they gotta say it like ours?
The Swamp's third. Swamp's third, okay, the crowd got some life to it. Like we might be able, we might have some fun here with like Nitty and Cal in the main event and everything. So like that kind of restored my faith in the battle being able to live up to the expectations and the hype. And I really enjoyed it. For me, I don't have it as the battle of the year contentions, and I mean that in like the widespread top 10 whatever. Like I don't think it's quite that for me, but like it's by far the battle of the night, and like gave me what I wanted from that battle, which is the ultimate style clash of the best puncher, if you want to box him into that, versus the best pure rap street talk guy. it is like the ultimate preference in that way to me, and I think it delivered on that front.
The prophecy was true. Any card that this battle happened on was going to be the battle of the night. It's been this way for years. It was just waiting to happen. And then here on a card that has Mook versus Hitman, all types of star-studded legends and other top matchups. Nitty versus Calicoe is clearly battle of the night. Great, like the best example of a style clash because it's two of the best at polar opposite styles, like the number ones of what they do. Very motivated battling each other. So it ends up being a fantastic battle. I did guarantee, I said for sure we're going to Classic County with this one. We were heading there. Man, we were heading there. But we decided to take a detour in Calicoe's third round. So I'm not going to say it was all that. I wouldn't even say it's in contention for Battle of the Year for this year. I'd probably put it on my top 10 list, but it would be closer to 10 than it would be 1, you know? So, but I still feel highly about it. And I think it was just highly competitive, specifically in the first 2 rounds. And I think the battle kind of somewhat comes down to the first round, even though there's multiple debatable rounds, in my opinion. They're both so good in the first. Like Calicoe does such a great job setting the tone. And, you know, it's funny because as he mentions, even in his second, you know, his slogan, you know, difference between metaphors and real raps. Like this battle is actually metaphors versus real raps. Like that is like the crux of this matchup. And I think if you love what Cal does a little bit more, if you love the real raps, even though Nitty does a little bit of that too, like Cal is just number one, probably pure rapper when it comes to battle rap in general. Some of the life stuff that he's throwing in there too, the youngins dealing death till life hit him, like just little things like that Nitty doesn't really do. But then you have Nitty saying like some of the most creative shit possible. So in the first, I thought it was close. I know there's mixed opinions, but I thought after Nitty hit that Liam Neeson bar and kind of like the form he was in after that, it was just enough to me, for Nitty to edge the first round of the battle. And then from there, Calicoe second, masterclass. Even though Nitty's good, he wins the second. It's like a second versus Swamp. And then in the third, Cal's third, just he stumbles. It's a clear difference from the rest of the battle. Like every other round is great, and then Cal's third is kind of like, eh. And Nitty's third is his best round. It doesn't usually go that way. Usually Nitty takes the third off as well. So I was worried how the battle would end. But Nitty ends in like the highest high note. The Wizard Kelly bar was like fucking stupid. Like he was going crazy. So for me, if you have Cal first and second, I'm not mad at all. Like he definitely has earned some votes for that. For me, I prefer Nitty's consistency a little bit. And I thought that for him to win, he's a puncher, right? So he has to have 2 or 3 like quotables that really like set a standard. And the first, that was just a little difference for me where I thought he did set those highs. So I had Nitty first and third in a highly debatable battle, and by far the best battle on Bulletproof.
Yeah, I kind of echo your sentiments, Mo. Obviously I came in here with a hope and an agenda for me to be able to make fun of you guys at the maximum effort, which would have been a Calicoe like dominating win. But I'll just take my Reed dollars beating both of them and just go home with that. That's fine. But round 1, I thought Cal's first round was cool, but it wasn't I feel like his second round is what I expected from Cal, kind of all 3, right? I thought his first round was just a little bit on the lighter side. I thought Nitty's first round was kind of just on point the whole round, so I edged first to Nitty. Round 2 is really not much to talk about for me. Cal, that's the Cal I was looking for. I'm like, okay, yeah, Cal's here now. Cal's woken up. He is here. Although I will say, Calicoe's first round had one of the best questions of the night, which is focus your little ass doing Miss Hustle anyway. Hilarious, out of nowhere. It's a great question.
Fantastic question.
Battle rap questions are awesome. I love battle rap questions, right? So and then the second round, Cal's just in that bag, in that classic Calicoe like form, just excellent rapping, flawless material to go with it, like just perfect. The third round comes. I thought Cal was. It was awkward, right? Like I felt like he got it back, but I don't know if he stumbled or like
he was remembering his lines as he went.
Yeah,
like, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. But then he asked, "Why y'all mad? I had a dad." I'm like, it's funny, fair question.
Fantastic question.
Another funny question. Another great question. Cal's 2 for 2 on questions for the night. You know. But then, like I said, I thought the round was good, but I think his third had my bird's too heavy to fly, so they swim. Was that third round or was that second?
That's a second.
It was second. Okay, yeah. But yeah, the bird's too heavy to fly, so they swim. And I was like, okay, all right, Cal, we're just up here.
I hate his,
all right, bro.
And I thought Nitty's second is like really good. And I'm only saying honestly,
Yeah.
I'm only giving it respect as debatable because like I'm seeing like a fair amount of people giving Nitty the second, but to me, like the second's Cal's round. Like Cal is like,
for sure.
Cal is amazing.
I want to rewatch the first. I do see people giving Cal the first. I want to rewatch it with like, I guess, tempered expectations. I don't know how else to say it. But the third round, I thought Nitty was just a little more consistent in his third, and it just it flowed better, right? Like you said, Cal was like trying to remember I felt he was trying to remember his lines while he was going through it. It was one point where I was like, damn, is he freestyling? Like, is this not what he had prepared?
It kind of felt like it. It felt like we know what Calicoe sounds like. That was Calicoe very disjointed.
And that might be the reason I feel the way I do about like I'm pretty confident in the Nitty call. Like I said, like I understand people that are giving Cal the first two because I think Nitty wins a lot of his battles in similar fashion. Where like he's very powerful his first two rounds, and his third he can take he takes his foot off the gas, so he rarely gets 30s, but he gets wins, right? Mm-hmm. And in this one, I think like it's just kind of different to see the clearest round of the battle is the last round, and it's like it's rare to see Nitty end on like his highest note of the battle.
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty impressive for him optically here. But they gave me everything I wanted. I would have liked a better third because then I could come up here and push It's a Classic propaganda and have some fun. But it was a very, very good battle and the best battle card. So.
It was for sure. So yeah, shout out to both of those guys for putting on and about to be one for years.
Brought the pills back again.
Just ridiculous battle. But yeah,
powder in a compressor.
They said Nitty about to leave. They said Nitty about to leave Earth. No, I'm gonna visit it. I don't know, little shit. I was like, wait a minute, what did you just say to me? Like, I thought Nitty had some good shit. But then that leads to
is the big one. I was gonna say I like you guys handled it, but like I had Nitty as well. I think by the time Nitty got to find your daughter Liam Neeson. Like that bar and then like everything after that was just like okay, you got that round, bro. You got it, bro. You got it. Like,
yo, what was the pause scene bar that he had? I forgot what movie he was referencing. Man, he had it was like a pause scene at the whole angle about John and Calicoe.
Then he had another one
that was like click. It was like two of them. It was like
Eminem Dreamy's video.
Eminem Dreamy. I couldn't remember what the reference was. Yeah. Guilty Conscience, right? I think it was the Guilty Conscience video is what it was. Yeah. So that was some good shit, man.
It was. So yeah, shout out to both of them. Nitty's always finding some new punch. It's like, watch it. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, I just remember the pause scene, like the scene, scene pause. That was a very creative piece of wordplay.
Like, what's your problem?
I don't get how his brain hasn't like short circuited by this point. I really don't.
It's wild. It's really crazy. But now the main event, the reason this card is happening, the showdown between two god tiers. Yes, two god tiers. I'm not hearing anybody saying Hitman is not a god tier. I will never hear you. I will forever ignore you. And just I don't care. Two god tiers battled in this battle. This felt like a heavyweight fight in every way. I found the matchup to be fascinating and watching it play out to be fascinating as they both kind of had similar tactics. They both kind of mocked each other a little bit, which I thought was super cool. Like Mook did the Hitman impression. Hitman did the Mook Arsonal. How you it is me. How you that's my favorite Mook segment ever. I'm sorry. That's my favorite Mook segment of all time. They did the Arsonal. So it's cool to see both those guys kind of play off each other in that way. What do y'all think about this battle overall? What are your thoughts? Just initial thoughts. We'll get into the breakdowns of it, but like just overall thoughts on the battle itself.
I like the battle. I think that for a big heavyweight matchup, sometimes these things can feel like they don't live up to the expectations of like the hype and anticipation or whatever. It's not to say this is like an amazing battle, but I firmly enjoyed this battle. I really, really do enjoy it. And honestly, if someone argued this was battle of the night, like I don't think they'd be all that crazy. I think most people have Rum and Cal, and some people might even argue for like Avon Rax. But if someone argued for Hitman and Mook, I think this battle is strong enough on both sides for all three rounds. If someone said this was the best battle of the night, I don't think that's a wild take. This is a good battle.
Yeah, I think it's a little wild. I do think that both sides are at least good. I think Hitman has a good but flawed performance. You know, I'd say Hitman had like a 6.5 out of 10 performance. There's things I like, but there's things specifically like his second round that I don't like. And I think Murdermook was the performance of the night on this card. I think Murdermook was phenomenal. And I think it's not only incredible, like I have him winning this battle clear, and we're going to talk about it. And I think that he was great, but I think the fact that he did it against what I consider a respectable version of Hitman, like his first does a huge 180 and ends very strong. Like it's a very good round. And then his third, which will be controversial, we'll get into, I thought he executed well, like in the moment, you know, truth, lies, things like that, more long-term things will determine the quality of that round. But the way he executed it live, I was very impressed. But Mook across all three, I really little hit or miss in the second as well, but still a good second round. And I think this is like a 9 out of 10 Murdermook. So I think he was just like a level above Hitman in this battle. And that's not how I saw this going. I saw this being debatable. I had Hitman going in. Of course I saw a world where Murdermook would win. What did you say?
I was talking the comment. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Mook was incredible last night. Actually, the way people felt about Mook's performances versus like Geechee and Rock, those have always been so hyped. And I understand by the margin of win, like, but to me, this Hitman material might be better than either of those battles. Like his first it truly feels God tier. Like there's a reason that they call them that. So no matter what, whether you have it closer or not closer, it's a battle that feels epic. It feels dramatic. And that's what you want from this. Like it felt like a story playing out in front of us. And I think that's the coolest part about battle rap.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, here's where the fun starts.
The story of the battle. I do agree that it felt like two greats battling each other. And I think to me, like when we get those elite guys, it's not always an explosive battle, but it's always like a super detailed battle. And I don't know how else to describe it, right? It's just like it feels like a strategic war. Hitman's first is really fucking good. I like Hitman's first a lot. I really did. I thought Mook's first was, and honestly, they both had similar things to me where I thought they both could be hit or miss in spots. I thought Mook's first started off really strong with the record player haymaker. I'm like, oh, that was crazy, right? And then there's like, I haven't watched the battle back. This is our first watch. There's like a long stretch. I don't want to give a time. It's like a long stretch there where he is saying anything, and they are loving all of it. And I'm not saying it's like bad. It's not even bad material to me. Like I don't think anything he said was bad. Nothing he said. I'm not saying. Well, I won't say anything. Nothing he said was like bad material to me. I'm like, this is fine. But my man said, what was the 3 L's? Learn lessons later.
Learn lessons later.
And they were like, oh my God. I was like,
and they lost their shit.
What's happening right now? Like, it's fine. Like I said, I don't want to say Mook's material is bad. I don't think Mook had bad material. I was just very confused by the reactions of the room at certain points in this round. He said he had pics of his placenta, which I don't like that. That didn't make me happy. I felt uncomfortable. Elevator. Yeah, I'm an elevator. I was like, oh, and they love that elevator line. I'm like, this is getting strange.
I rewatched most of the battle today.
Yes.
And I like people are gonna see that me and Titus largely agree on this battle. And Mook wrapped it really, really well. And to Tony Bro, what Tony Bro's saying is that Mook got reaction more from the cane switches, more than like the material itself, right? I probably agree because like Mook's material wasn't like maybe amazing, but he's displaying that he raps on a base level better than Hitman, right? So like I see that, but I'm also like, hey man, like this is like kind of like
it wasn't haymaker material. Well, I'll put it haymaker reactions.
I'll put it like this, and here's one where I think we could all maybe agree a little bit more, right? Is like the Owen Hart bar. Now listen, I'm not saying that it's just we have heard 500,000 of them, right? And this is coming from someone that has Mook clearly winning the first 2 rounds of the battle. But I will say, like, that one was where it's like, is it really like a building rocking haymaker to do a Hitman Owen Hart flip? So there was times where I think the crowd was just eating out of the palm of his hand to the point where it's like probably some bars got reaction more than they should. But I think that also speaks to how good his crowd control and performance was.
He was in full control.
Going into this battle, I had said I did a Keys to Victory video, and something I had said was performance and crowd control will be key for Mook, because I did not think that he was going to be a better performer than Hitman. Like, I didn't think that that's something that was on the table, but you had to not have it be like a 100-to-1 type of gap where it's like, well, clearly he's taking the stage from you. Mook outperformed Hitman. And on top, I also believe he out-rapped, did a couple of things, probably didn't out-angle him, and I thought whoever did that would win the battle. But Mook simply had like more creative, higher highs, which is something he emphasized the whole lead up to the battle. But I think the thing no one expected, and that's a big part of getting the room, is his crowd control and performance. Like, not just the flow switching, but kind of even the way he got charismatic with it. And I mean, he's already a charismatic rapper, but like, to a K-Shine level, to be honest with you.
No, he was comfortable.
That was the huge difference, where already he's out barring, but he's not even giving the angles a chance to diffuse it, because the room is never fully on Hitman's side. And that's why I thought it was so masterful. And he did it outside New York.
Yeah, so and I want to say, like,
we did critical. Has he really ever shook big shit outside of New York? And that's exactly what he did in Houston, man.
Yeah,
like, it was like New York, the way that they were like cheering for him. So
right, and I'm gonna say, well, two things. One, Keo, you tweeting Arsonal the Rebel was unnecessary. I don't really care, but I just want to know that we saw you. Secondly, I don't even want to call it gas. I feel like gas has just a negative connotation to it that I just don't want to even call it that. I just thought that, like, because I don't think it doesn't take away from it to me. I just thought from one, I'm listening, like, this is kind of regular. I don't really care how the reaction, but I think it's kind of regular. But he had full control of the room, and I think the first is debatable. I edge Hitman, personally, right? I just do. I just like more of what he said than I like what Mook said. Now, I don't even know what that means, friends. Now, Hitman, yeah, I want to get into that. Hitman was looking annoyed in that first round, right, with the crowd. Yeah, and I was like, so you and me both talk, I'm like, he better lock in.
His body language at the top of the second was horrific. His tone, he looked, and he's starting right out like, oh, he gets to rap just like me, and y'all cheer. I'm like, this is not the time to be doing that, man.
Right. It didn't look great. Jamal made a comment, says Mook trick Holla not use his strength like Surf did Twork. I'm not gonna lie, Hitman hasn't really been a performer in a minute.
Facts.
Like, I think Gotti was the first time I saw him use any kind of performance in a long time. And even that wasn't like
he's
a
an
lot
angle
of
heavy battle. If you really like, if you break down, obviously we know what he's considered, but if you break down the tape of like what's he actually been using in his last 4 or 5 battles to find his way to victory or a good pocket, it's the rapping ability. Because he goes in the pockets too, and the angling. And I think he did do those really well in this battle, but he's not. He just never the way he used to perform, bro. Like, that's not what he leans into. So
if someone says he's never felt in control of the battle, I don't think that's an unfair take. I don't think it's unfair to give Mook the battle based on the fact you just think Mook felt like he was more in control of the battle, because he was, right? Yeah, I wouldn't take that away from him. I just think, for me, I think Hitman got the second. I gave Hitman the second. I've only watched it once. Maybe I'll watch it again. No change. I know Q, you watched it back this morning, right?
Yeah, I watched it back this morning.
Yeah. So how'd you lean with it on the rewatch?
I mean, we talked we all talked last night. Like, my thing is, I actually kind of think all the rounds felt pretty close to me. Mm-hmm. And the second is I think the second is by far the weakest round for both of those guys. And for both of them, I don't think either of them pulled away super strong in that second round. There's things about Hitman's round that I don't particularly like that much, but there's also a bunch about Mook's second round that I think is just kind of dry and not as interesting compared to what he does in his first and his third. Like, Hitman has his liquor scheme, and there's moments in it where it's good. Like I said, I don't think that's entirely bad. I just don't think that's true. Like what a reposado, that's clever. I think that's pretty.
If Mook did a liquor scheme in 2025, we would be smoking him.
I mean, if it was good, we wouldn't. Like, if he had moments.
I said like there's sections where it's good and there's sections where it's bad. It's like the smell, the blood smearing off. That's bad.
How much y'all gonna pay me to kill her? Let me guess, 1,800. You got me there,
but that's not what he did, though. He did it in a better way.
He had that exact bar. He had 1,800 bar.
He said 1800. He said he had the 1,800 bar, and then he had the like I said, he has the
reposado. Yeah, that was crazy.
Like,
reposado was
again
crazy.
I'm not saying that it's like a generally good section. I'm not, but like there's sections where like there's good, there's some bad, and the same thing for Mook. There's some good in this, and there's some bad. There's like the whole like he brewed
a little bit of missing
off.
second. That I agree with. I think some people. I thought Mook had an amazing. His weakest round though, and you said like you're saying is his second. Not that it was bad, but it definitely was a drop off from his first.
Yeah, I don't think there's an objectively bad round from anybody in this battle. I was thinking now we can get into the third. Now if none of this stuff Hitman's angles in the third were executed well. But if it turned out not to be true, then we can say that round's just not good, right?
Yes.
That's the one round that I actually gave. I gave Hitman the third on first watch. And it's one of those where I say the truth, because he executed it well, but the truth has so much to do with the long-term value of it. Because if it is not true, or if one of these things where one thing is kind of true, but then two are exaggerated or whatever, but if it's not like he had paperwork, if that paperwork is not paperwork of what he's talking about, he lost that round. Because Mook's third is fucking fire 100%. As well. It's 100%. Not that Mook didn't rap really good, but certain angles like. And I know that once the momentum's one way in a battle and Mook is like outbarring him, people would be like, well, we don't want to hear that angle shit. Nah, like beating, you know what I'm saying, like women and sexual assault, like things like this matter if it's true. I know some of us just don't want to give a fuck. But that would be pretty fucking crazy, guys. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But if not, Mook out-rapped him in the third as well. But I gave him in the third.
I had the battle. For me, I had the battle. I got you once. I had the battle off my one watch. I had it like I had a case Hitman in the first, but I'm willing to concede the first, like just because I see enough people that I respect giving Mook the first. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm willing to see like him giving first. I gave Hitman the second. I had like 1-1 and I don't know. Keo, that's just not true about the apartment thing. You can find studio. Yeah, you can look on Zillow and find apartments for like $950 on in New York. It's fine. It's not a good one, but you can find one. Go ahead, Q. But yeah, I just want to say I had this battle as a 1-1, and I don't know because I don't know what to do with I don't know what to do with third round. I have no fucking idea what to do with that.
I was gonna say to the point about the third round and like the validity of whatever Hitman might have been alluding to or saying. Even if I think that it was
it was 1-1 because I gave Hitman one round and I gave Mook one round. That's how it was 1-1. That's what we call a 1-1 in battle rap.
But like Hitman kind of takes away from the bite of his third by like everyone hugging and dapping up afterwards. And I felt the same way when Arsonal attempted to do what he did in his third round by bringing up like, well, I would say his third was super disrespectful versus Mook as well, but he also brings up the same stuff, right? And it's like when you bring it up, when Big K brings up whatever he brings up in his third round versus Mook as well, which is not the same thing, but like kind of like, oh, I'm gonna expose Mook or have this like deeper personal angle towards Mook, and you kind of like hug and dap up at the end. It's like, again, you kind of, I feel like if I wrote that, I wouldn't dap up no fucking rapist. I wouldn't dap up no nigga that be abusing his daughter. Like, I wouldn't do that.
Push back. Let me push back on that a little bit, right? My only pushback on that is Mook initiated the whole dap situation, right? Like Hitman like kind of turned around and Mook like went up to him and like dapped him and everything, like kind of prodded him a little bit about it. That's my only pushback on that. It's like it wasn't like if Hitman would have got done rapping,
I agree with you. Hitman, you know, Hitman was turned around. Like Hitman was not looking at that. Like
now if Hitman would have been like if Hitman would have been like ball game, yeah, what up? Salute, bro. Like, huh? You know, but I do think Mook initiated to change the optics.
Hey, you know what? Hey, look, fair enough. But like just optically, right?
But regardless, yeah.
After what you just did and what you just talked about, like going back to the like this alleged college story that got Mook kicked out of college, whatever was going on between him and his daughter and the wife with his daughter and the mother of his child, like all this different shit. If I believe any of that to be true, or you believe any of that to be true to the point where you rap that shit, right? My inclination isn't going to be, I'm going to shake that nigga's hand afterwards. Because once I do that, the shit looks insane.
Right.
Like, it takes away, like, whatever from whatever you were saying. So, like, to me, it's like, as much as in the moment I gave Hitman the third, I thought he executed it well. And when he was doing that shit, I'm like, he's laying it out well. It's presented well. He's performing it. It's funny. It's captivating. I felt like I was watching like Meet the Grams, like live on stage or some shit. I was like, oh man, this shit's like kind of dark. But once you dap a nigga up, once you say that shit, it's like, bro, like, it takes away from it, in my opinion.
You said it came off. Keo said it came off like police work. At first, I thought it was cringy just because of the subject matter, but I mean, like it's pretty heinous shit. Like I kind of want to know about like it wasn't no like honorable shit that was being talked about. You know what I mean? So, but if
angles people don't like is police work.
If that's fake paperwork, that's kind of disgusting, man. Like that's like that's kind of fucking gross. And it's one of those where I see 3. A lot of people. I mean, listen, I got it clear. I think there's no world where Hitman won this battle. But especially if that third is like exaggerated angles, like Mook's third is his second best round. It's even better than his second, and I already had him clearly winning the first 2. So it's one of those. It's almost like, even though I watched it, I want to let the third resonate for a little before I like definitively call someone a clear winner. But I'm not mad at any Mook 30s, man. Like I'm really not. Last night was all about Murdermook. So
I mean, I don't. That's the real question. I think Hitman needs to like drop whatever he was reading off of expeditiously.
Yeah, whatever was in the
Instagram post,
article, not none of that.
Yeah. It's like the article that he posted just links. This has Mook talking about he got kicked. It says text messages and Mook talking about he got kicked out of school, which is not really enough to go into what happened, you know. So that's the confusing thing about it. So I do think that's very important. Get out the feeder. What's wrong with you?
I mean, but this is my thing. Is like, again, like to your point, he didn't initiate like the camaraderie and sportsmanship for the battling after battle and all that. But like, once you dap the nigga up and everything, it's like Hitman's not gonna sit there and provide whatever to be like, oh yeah, this is like it's just not gonna happen. If like there was anything that he could back up, especially at this point now, it's just not gonna happen. So honestly, as much as I did feel like Hitman won the third in the moment, this shit might be a thing that might not age very well, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think Hitman take the necessary steps to like validate his statements and his claims at this point. I just don't think it's gonna
happen. But also Mook, Mook never showed Fred after his Twork battle. So
that's also true.
So ultimately the answer is battle rap's not gonna care.
Regarding, so we have our, I don't know, have you guys officially said your winner, like who you guys, I know I said I
had 1-1 and I don't know because I don't know what to do with like I said, I just,
and then Q, how you called it?
I don't know, man. Like like genuinely, I honestly think all the rounds in this battle are pretty close. Like the Mook people are gonna be like super adamant. How could you even think any of these rounds are close? Mook showed levels. I hear you, bro. That's cool. I get it. I'm not mad at you because I don't even think Mook was bad in the battle.
I ain't gonna lie, saying the first is close is kind of crazy.
I just disagree.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
I watched it back. Mook's shit is like, it's not that great to me for like a decent stretch outside of that record cassette. I mean, the record player shit. After that, it's a while before Mook says anything I like about.
This cat is trying to put a paw into the feeder.
If you like it, that's cool.
Nah, the smack Holla. Why was you crying?
No, that was this thing. Like this is the thing that's happening with this battle that I see. Like when we say that, like we didn't like all of Mook's round, people point out like the good stuff in the round that we all liked. But the problem is there's like a good bit of stuff in there. It's just fine. It's just not
Big
special.
Bang Theory shit.
That's all my thing is.
Like it's all right. Like the whole round just wasn't that to me.
Well, I got a question. So we're on the other side of the map.
If you're like, what?
I was gonna say, and this is a question kind of gearing about like the aftermath now. Mm-hmm. Who would you want to see Hitman battle next? I feel like that might be a fairly easy one because even though we lost this, especially in the public eye view, I think that like there's still gonna be demand for Hitman and Twork. But if you have a different opinion, let me know. More importantly, who the fuck does Murdermook battle next? Assuming he's probably gonna sit for a little bit, but who is even someone that you would want to see Mook back? Because Rock, Geechee, and Hitman in the fashions that they happened in, like, I mean, he's always had a goat case, fucking Murdermook, but now here in 2025, it's probably as alive as ever, as you're going to see people saying Mook is the greatest of all time. So what would you guys want to see next for either of them?
Give me Mook and Jazz in New York first.
The girl who lost Arsonal.
I ain't gonna lie.
Jazz lost Arsonal because she was focused on Mook. She didn't focus on Mook for a minute. That's why she lost.
Look. I love Jazz, and I don't think that this is like the worst, like the biggest possible stain that she got to start over. But like, bro, like, look, like.
Arsonal lost hella battles before he got the Mook battle. Why that don't matter? This is battle rap. That shit, losing don't fucking matter here. It's fucking battle rap, bro.
Arsonal is crazy.
Losing the matter. It's fucking battle rap.
In the comments, I think Mook
battle rap, bro.
It means Mook's in his bar for bar kind of wordplay era, right? I see. France said Jazz. Obviously, I know how you feel about that matchup, France. Mook versus T-Top, where granted, T-Top is getting some bigger. I think Mook would do horrendous.
I don't care about T-Top.
Like, I think that would just be a sacrifice. If there was any other performance last night that was even relatively in like the realm, I think, of Mook's performance, I'd say it was either like Cal or Nitty's. We know obviously Cal and Mook, that would have been great, when it made sense. What about Nitty and Mook? I guess that would probably be the next logical move. And even then, it's an uphill battle probably for Nitty with the current momentum that he's got. But I think Nitty and Mook maybe is the next one that makes sense, or Surf when he comes back.
Nitty and Mook is about
Surf when he comes back would be like gigantic. But
I already have it.
Huge. Yeah, I get that.
Nitty and Mook is already giving me a headache just from the dialogue leading up to that battle. The Hunt, can we kick the Hunt out chat for the day? I've had enough of the Hunt.
Oh no, I love the Hunt, man.
The Hunt just said
the Hunt's doing some victory laps, though.
He said Mook versus
Cassidy. Delete that tweet.
Yeah,
delete that tweet. You got
time. My son is suggesting Cassidy battles.
No, that's enough. He needs to be gone for the rest of the day.
No, not that one, man.
Come back to tweet the Hunt. I'm not.
You've been cooking, but not that one, brother. Not that one.
It doesn't matter if Jazz lost this battle. Mook and Jazz is a big battle. I like that battle. Give me a Kings versus Queens or something. Give me Mook and Jazz the headliner. Let's go. But yeah, I think the Nitty. I'm not opposed to Nitty and Mook
podcast.
I'm not opposed to Nitty and Mook. My problem with Nitty and Mook is just that the dialogue of that battle, we will never solve anything. There will be nothing accomplished in that battle.
It's funny, Mook is all about raps. Hitman can't rap with me. That battle is gonna be about nothing to do with the wordplay and raps. Not a single.
Well, it's gonna be like all he is punchlines. What Mook's gonna say, and then all the Mook fans are gonna say the same thing, and we're gonna get nothing's gonna be accomplished with that battle.
Mook's gonna talk that money shit, and people are gonna be like, "Oh my god."
The Hunt, it's time. The Hunt said, "Listen, the history behind Mook, Cassidy, and Mook. It's time. It's time for you to go get ready for football. It's time for you to leave the chat for the day."
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I can't condone that one, boss. I've been with you. I've been liking the comments. You know I rock with you, man. That this one you're on your own.
And now you start like 3 cast. They're like, I'm listening to these comments like 3 Cassidy questions. We're not answering no Cassidy questions on this show.
No. We're talking about real battle rappers today, man.
Yeah. Facts.
But yeah, no, I think Mook, for me, it would be Mook in terms of what could really get done as we speak, like Mook and Nitty, obviously after some time. Because Nitty's had the daylight battle, the Calicoe battles, battle of the night, right? Like maybe it makes sense. And then Mook and Surf, if Surf comes, like when Surf comes out, would be like
if Surf comes out,
I don't even world shifting type of battle. So
yeah, and I'm gonna be real, I don't even feel like comfortable putting Surf in battles right now because I don't know if y'all read the open letter he put out, which by the way, it's more like a journal entry, and we should all journal. Journaling is very important and good. I just want to advocate for journaling
for the mental health.
But Surf kind of said he doesn't know if his heart's in battle rap right now, which makes sense. So I don't even feel comfortable putting Surf in battle.
He said only if it makes sense. And obviously he's coming on something that, huge for his career, really, but there's more to life than your career. There's more to life than just career in anything. And I'm sure that he just wants to see his family, who knows the music, like there's a million different ways it can go. I do think at some point he'll be back in the ring, but I understand when he first comes out, his next call is not going to like smack at me in the ring.
Yeah. Like let him I want Surf to come home, get comfortable, get back to his life. And then if he says he wants to rap, we can talk about him in these matchups now. Like I said, Mook and Nitty is not a bad battle, but I would never be against Mook and Nitty. I just don't want to hear the dialogue is going to be terrible. And it's Miss C
I
said
don't
Mook
know,
versus
but Nitty
DNA.
probably the second
It'd be
best.
so nice if one of these guys battle DNA. Wouldn't that be nice? If they all
oh
stop
my-
turning him down.
I
Wouldn't
still
that
wouldn't
be-
be mad at Lux and DNA.
if any of these battle, like if Mook and Lux treated DNA like he belonged, that'd be cool.
Like 100 million view battle rapper that he is. Like if they treated him with like that level.
Yeah, like just the level of earned respect. That'd be so nice. I don't think there's much else here, right? Oh yeah, nobody said Eazy. Nobody said Mook and Eazy.
You know, I'm obviously not mad at it.
Is he gonna survive Twork? Like,
but the way it is, you see, now here's the thing, right? And here's how quick it can go in battle rap. Even though I think Eazy has a few huge projects coming up. But with Eazy and Twork, like if he was to win that battle, which I think, and we didn't talk about it too much earlier, we'll talk about it when we predict that event. I think it's an awful matchup for Eazy. So like if he was to overcome that and let's say beat Twork or at the very least have like an incredible battle where you're walking out like just as positive about Eazy the block captain, then the momentum is making sense on both sides again. Because there was a time where an Eazy and Mook battle is not a crazy thing to think of. And it's not that when you lose, you restart, but it's timing. Like after he loses to Shotgun Suge, he's not going to battle Murdermook. Like that makes sense to me. But if he had like beaten Geechee Gotti, maybe he would have gotten Mook back then. Yeah. So like there's just ways this shit works where a Twork battle, if you do end up winning it or doing fantastic 10 out of 10 in it, then Eazy and Mook become something that I would instantly want to see, and I think matches up better than Mook and Nitty. But it just doesn't make as much sense right now. While Nitty is one of those where like he's kind of in an era where Nitty's knocking off all the plates he can earn. So like if Nitty and Mook got booked, it's not like this huge grudge match, but you're not looking at it like it's out of place. Like it's still a mega match that people will watch because people will watch a Nitty and a Mook battle. But we'll just have to wait and see. But Mook is he's fully in the driver's seat right now. There's probably no more of a positive climate around Mook right now since probably the Rock battle. So
overall, well, I guess y'all doing the editorial for this event? Is there editorial coming out?
I believe so.
Okay, so the editorial will be out, so we have more in-depth thoughts with the written word, with the written pen. On this event,
I sent my recap out as well on J Smo's
recap out as well.
If anybody wants to see that, it's going to be a little redundant if you've been watching because we talked about the event, but my recap just went up on the channel as well. And I might have some bar for bar reviews up for Hitman and Mook and Cal and Nitty. I'm going to say maybe because I'd be busy. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, but hopefully at least one of them I get up a real detailed breakdown on.
Yeah, the last let me know it's football season, so let's get some picks for the day, man. 1 o'clock games. There's nothing good at 1 o'clock. 4 o'clock, 4:25. We got Eagles Chiefs. So y'all got
Eagles.
Oh man, tough one. Eagles definitely right now. Obviously, there's flaws within the Kansas City system with people dying across the board. So.
It's fly Eagles fly, by the way, France. But
Roger the like button is fucking crazy, son. Yo. You're crazy.
That's insane. Falcons. It's okay. Falcons at Vikings is the Sunday night game. That's some real football right there, boy.
You know, it's funny because I think that I don't know. McCarthy's kind of got that feel to him where he's not necessarily going to play good football, but he's going to play winning football for a few games and really get this like excitement up. Because to be real, he wasn't all that. He was good for one quarter. Of the motherfucking Bears game, but it was enough to win. And the Falcons just find a way to lose games. So it would not shock me if the Vikings won this game in another 180-yard passing performance.
Who do y'all play today? Oh, yeah, the Seahawks.
We got the Seahawks. We should beat the Seahawks. Should be a rough team this year, all the way around. The fact that they got two great running backs and both of them were ass week one says a lot about what they got going on.
Fred said Pat Sandoval was going to be like Arson Jazz. That's a fact.
I need Tyreek Hill I need Tua to find himself so Tyreek Hill can produce, but that's my fantasy problems. That's not anything.
Yeah, that's real.
I'll take Miami. I'll take Miami and I'll take us over Seattle.
Yeah. Broncos, the Colts. Q, who you got? Two undefeated teams, both 1-0.
Like my initial thought should be the Colts should beat the Broncos. But like,
there's
no way the Colts beat the Dolphins' ass the way that they do, and then go out there and win a second game in a row. There's no way.
And the Broncos do probably have the best defense in the NFL. Early prediction, even though it's a favorite for this, but Broncos probably have the best defense in the National Football League. So I doubt that Daniel Jones is throwing for another like 3.
Yeah, I got
versus the fucking with Sertan back there.
Yeah, I got the Broncos here.
Broncos.
Don't.
All right.
Knicks
No,
gotta, I can see
don't
it
do
being
that.
ugly though.
Don't
Because
listen to that. Don't
Knicks,
listen to this
Knicks
man.
might be one of those that just
Don't listen to this man.
Yeah, Bo Nix might be one of those that just takes a minute to heat up every year. Because this is what happened last year. And I could see a world where like 3 or 4 weeks in, they're like, he's a fraud again. And then he starts.
Well, here's the thing. As somebody who
like-
watched all 17 years of Bo Nix in college, he will be a fraud until I see him like actually win a Super Bowl or something crazy. I don't know what it'll take for me to not think he's a fraud.
He was cooking the second half of last year. He was dominant.
No, I saw too much, bro. I really watched it. Like, you gotta think, I'm in the South, so I watched him at Auburn like a lot, and then I saw him go to Oregon. I'm like, it's the same mid quarterback that was at Auburn. He just
as the Denver resident, I have to call cap. We respect Bo Nix around here, man.
Not around here. We not on this.
I'm not even a Denver. I'm not even a Broncos fan, but I've decided to be a Bo Nix.
So we don't respect Bo Nix in the South.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're not here for that. We're not here for the Bo Nix experience. But great show. Good luck. Unless you're a Cowboys, Chiefs, Giants, Commanders fan. Well, if you're a Commanders fan,
if you're a Ravens fan, even if you're a good person, I hate you. I just want to get that out the way now before we have any miscommunication.
Also fair. But yeah, so good luck to most everybody's team, except for the people I hate. The Packers moving up my list. I'm watching you, Green Bay. I'm watching you very closely.
That's why I asked you when the trade happened. I'm like, hey, how you feel about this? Because
you're trying to threaten my life. Jordan, don't worry. Jordan Love's gonna throw a pick and lose him a game. He's gonna tap into his Brett Favre bag and fuck it up. So salute to that.
Yeah, but stay on the lookout. Also, one more thing before we head out of here. Since we're not doing the Summer Madness predictions now, be on the lookout for a Summer Madness. It's going to be a video. It's going to be this type of style. We're probably going to pre-record it and drop it just because we do not have time to talk about everything we need to talk about battle rap-wise right now. We had to cover Bulletproof. We don't know what day, but look out for midweek. There should be a pod dropping of us doing the full Summer Madness break predictions, because I think the final battle should be dropping, pretty soon since it's a week away. So you'll get the full breakdown from us very soon.
Yeah. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Have a good week. We'll see y'all later.